We are just over 7 days away from the GTA Trilogy, the definitive edition, releasing. And in today's video, I wanted to go over the actual preload date when you can preload the game, as well as how big these games are gonna be. Because these are some important things to know if you're trying to prepare, trying to figure everything out. If you have to delete some games, maybe you're on a console and your hard drive is full, well, I'll give you guys all the details for that in this video. Now, actually, quickly, before we even get into that, there was this picture I've seen floated around on Twitter, on various internet sites, claiming that this was San Andreas from the definitive edition. And at first glance, I mean, obviously it's just a forest here. It looks good, but there are some issues with it if you look deeper into it. But people were actually comparing it to this place in San Andreas. It's got a similar vibe for us. You got the road there on the right. The background, it's not exactly the same, but it is similar if we switch back to that, you know, the upgraded look. And this is actually, this picture came from the Grove Street Games website. And this is actually the development team's website that basically worked on the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition games. So that's why people were thinking this was San Andreas. And I mean, it looks great. Again, it would be awesome if San Andreas, this Definitive Edition, looked like that, but that's not actually related to GTA. So someone dug deep and actually confirmed with the Grove Street Games developers that is not GTA. So I've seen a lot of people claiming this was GTA San Andreas, and while it would have been great, it is not. So I don't know, take that for what you will. Anyway, the actual info on the release date or the preload date and the size. So we'll start with San Andreas because it is actually the biggest one. So GTA San Andreas, the download size, at least for PlayStation, and I'm assuming all of these are going to be relatively the same if you're on Xbox or PC. On the PS5, 22.6 gigs. And that's without the day one patch, which every game seems like there's a day one patch. It more than likely might only be like a gig or two, so the day one patch shouldn't be too big. But the download size for San Andreas is 22.6. And as you can see, the preload date is only 2 days before the game releases. So the preload date is next Tuesday. I believe that's the 9th. Now, it's also interesting that we know the download size for each game. Even though this is supposed to be one big game, like the GTA Trilogy is supposed to be the game, I guess maybe you can download each one individually, because as we go to Vice City here, same preload date, November 9th. It's going to be the same for all of them. But this one, the download size is only 10.7 gigs without that day one patch. And then finally, here we have GTA 3. Again, same preload, but this one, much smaller game, 5.2 gigs on the PS5. And if you're actually wondering how this compared to the original version, this same Twitter account posted that. You can see GT3, the original was 1.5, where the new one is 5.2. Vice City was 2.3, now it's 10.7. San Andreas is the biggest one, I think the biggest leap, from 3.2 to 22.6. And more than likely, that's mostly because of the 4K textures and stuff. The bigger textures do take out more space. But again, it is interesting how each one has a separate install. Like, instead of just saying the GTA Trilogy download is going to be, what is that, like 37 gigs, they have them specified by each game. So while I don't think you'll be able to individually purchase each game, maybe I guess you could choose which one you want to install, perhaps, because it would be weird why they're doing this if they don't actually give you that option. And the only other thing that I wanted to mention regarding this trilogy was actually about the PS5 edition. So this guy pre-ordered it. This picture is coming from Sutalu on the GTA forums. He pre-ordered it and got this on his PlayStation 5. There's actually these PS5 versions of the game, basically. And the reason I think that's kind of interesting is because there's not actually going to be a PS5 physical edition. Rockstar mentioned that it's only coming to the PS4 as well as Xbox and the Xbox Series X. But there was no PS5 edition. So I'm guessing if you buy the PS4 edition, if you put the game, the physical game, in your PS5, it will give you the free upgrade to the PS5 version. Now, if you are doing that, maybe, you know, hold out until other people have done it, but that's more than likely what's going to be happening here, and that's probably why they're not going to be releasing a GTA 5 physical, or a GTA Trilogy physical copy on the PS5. But anyway, just another quick updated video to give you guys some new information on the games. It's a Rockstar thing. The game's coming out in a week, and we still don't really even know what it looks like. At this point, I'm not convinced GTA 6, when it releases, they won't even tell us. They'll just say, hey guys, the game's out. Who needs gameplay? Who needs a trailer? I mean, even though we kind of got a somewhat trailer for this game. Anyway, if we find out any more, I'll let you guys know. So hit that subscribe button and be on the lookout for another video. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.